Am I the Astronaut for breaking up with my comedian boyfriend after I explicitly told him not to joke about our sex life in his shows? Throwaway account for obvious reasons. I, 33 female, was dating my boyfriend, 38 male, who is a comedian. Early on in our relationship, I set a clear boundary. I was not comfortable with him joking about me, especially about our sex life, in his stand-up, even if the stories were exaggerated or completely made up for the sake of comedy. I explained that I highly value privacy and I didn't want intimate or personal aspects of our relationship turned into material for an audience. He agreed and said he understood. His jokes are usually about him and stuff that happens to him, so I wasn't really concerned about it, and he's very funny. But I know how these things end up, so I just wanted to protect what we had. However, last week he had a big show that was important for his career. During the set, he talked about his childhood, then transitioned into past relationships, and eventually began talking about how we met and got into our sex life. About very private stuff, a mix between real facts and made-up stories. I think we can go to red flag warning mode for this. What made this worse is that I had invited my family, coworkers, and close friends to support him that night. Sitting there while he joked about intimate parts of our relationship in front of people I see regularly was humiliating. Everyone was looking at me because he had previously pointed at me. I couldn't take it and I just left. Oh shit, like not just friends and family were looking at you, but the whole fucking audience because he pointed at you? Cool, buddy. When I confronted him afterward, he said it was just a joke, part of his job, and that I was being too sensitive and limiting his creativity, but everyone was laughing. That was his stupid excuse. He also said that because we hadn't talked about this boundary in a long time, we've been together for 3 years, he assumed I had grown out of it. That made me furious. I felt this was unfair because I never revoked that boundary, and I don't think consent expires just because time passes or a topic isn't constantly revisited. I decided to break up with him because I felt like my consent and comfort were less important than getting laughs. Now he's telling people I ended things over harmless jokes and that I couldn't handle dating a comedian. Some friends are split. My family, close friends, and coworkers are on my side, but our friends in common think I should reconsider my decision and that I should have seen that coming since he is a comedian. I wouldn't mind if he had made fun of me in general, but our private life was the limit. I feel like I did the right thing. I feel like if I let this slip, he would be justified to disrespect me again. Am I the astronaut? What would you do? There is an update before we dive into that. Let's chat here.
I mean, he didn't respect what she asked him to do. So NTA for me at this point. But I also, at the same time, he's a comedian and he's going to make jokes like this. And I feel like he should have known that. And like he agreed not to do it, and he shouldn't have agreed to something that he was gonna. If he was gonna cross the line, he shouldn't have agreed to it.
The friends in common are like, you should have seen this coming, and OP's like, I fucking did. That's why we talked about this like day one of the relationship.
Exactly. And if he was gonna go there, even telling her he wasn't going to go there, and then she brings her friends and family, and he goes there, I mean that's complete disrespect.
Yeah.
Without like talking to her first, any of these things, even like she said, even if they weren't true, it doesn't matter. She asked him not to do it, he agreed not to do it, and he fucking did it.
Yeah.
So NTA.
Yeah. There is no statute of limitations on consent, on an agreement, on giving your word. That doesn't expire. And him coming back and just trying to make you feel bad over your reaction to it is just narcissistic BS behavior. So
Heidi said it's toxic to say it was harmless jokes.
Yeah.
It's not harmless.
You're overreacting.
When somebody specifically, like 100% asked you not to do it, and you agreed not to do it, and then you fucking did it.
Yeah. He FAFO'd.
Yeah.
So he made his choice. He knew what the consequences were going to be when he did it, and he did it. So consequences. Right. And you're right, OP. If you let this slide, it is just opening up the door for him to do whatever the fuck he wants, and nothing is off limits.
I agree 100%.
Okay.
I don't think he ever meant to leave it off limits. I think he just waited a certain amount of time before doing it.
He waited until he was going to shoot his shot, and this was it.
Yeah.
All right, here's the update. After reading the comments and taking some time to reflect on the matter, I wanted to reply to everyone with this update. I want to clarify something that came up in a few comments. I was not holding him back. I always supported his humor and even encouraged him to roast me. I genuinely found him funny, which was attractive to me. A fun man is always a plus, which is why I also invited people I cared about to come up and support him. He only had one thing that he was not supposed to make fun of. He could have joked about anything else. I only ever had one clear boundary, and that boundary was crossed. At first, when I was told by some mutual friends, that problematic group I previously mentioned, that I was too sensitive and that I had ruined his night, I felt awful and internalized that blame. After stepping back, I have come to understand that he knowingly put himself in that situation by crossing a boundary I had clearly communicated. Even if we didn't talk about it recently, it was still valid.
Yep.
His family and close friends unfollowed and blocked me everywhere, so I know where they stand. It's fine. I'm not gonna mourn. I will be honest that the idea of going public is tempting, but I am choosing not to because I want peace more than validation. Your validation here on Reddit is enough for me. You guys, my family, my true friends, are on my side, and that's what matters to me. This group of friends' intervention was what made me doubt myself. So yeah, I'm not planning to make a public statement or turn this into something bigger than it already is. I want to leave this behind me. Even though I recognize that I could speak publicly if I wanted to, it would cause a big mess. I don't feel like the 3 years we spent together were wasted. We shared many good moments, and I value what we had. It's just in the past now. With some distance and time alone, I have also been able to recognize patterns of his selfish behaviors that I previously overlooked, and I am no longer willing to stay in a relationship where those patterns exist. This decision was not about controlling him or limiting who he is. It was about respecting myself. I'm focusing on healing because, trust me, it was very embarrassing, and moving forward and feel more confident in my decision. Thank you to everybody who offered such thoughtful and supportive advice and a few laughs too. You're funnier than he could ever dream of being. I really needed it. Okay. Well,
yeah, I'm glad she looked back and saw the patterns, because I was wondering with his, it was just a harmless joke mantra, like how many times he had used that in order to be a dick in the face of humor. But I don't know. I think OP dodged a bullet here.
I would agree. And yeah, I mean, look.
Maybe this guy can go find someone that wants to bear it all and joke about everything, and they can be made for each other. But
well, look, I think OP discovered something about herself, and her ex-comedian boyfriend learned something about himself as well. And that is, no one is safe.
Right.
Nothing is safe. He will sell out anyone and everyone for the laugh, especially if it's a big important shooting.
100%. Mm-hmm.
So that's what they know. So I think we're all in agreement here. NTA for OP. Let's go ahead and make that official here. That's NTA. How do you feel, though, about douche canoe comedian boyfriend? Where would you put him on the scale?
For saying the part that makes me the most mad is that he said he wouldn't.
He agreed.
Agreed to it. He agreed to the one stipulation where she was like, I don't care, roast me, do whatever you want. Just don't bring our sex life into it. And he couldn't even respect that. I'm not going to say he's like a terrible human being, but he's definitely asked on two. Maybe asked on one. I don't know.
He definitely shouldn't have. I don't know. You know what? I would say he was asked on two for going there. He definitely shouldn't have done it. But
and then doubling down?
Yes, doubling down got him to one. I feel like he's at one because he said, you're overreacting. It was just a joke. He just deflected and didn't take any accountability for crossing that boundary that he was fully aware he was crossing. So I'd put him into one there.
And then the friends and family blocking her like they were. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe
let's make that official.
Maybe when the asshole doubles down, it automatically bumps them to the next level.
Yeah.
So
here we go. And here's something new to show you. So fancy. Black hole boyfriend could go directly. Yeah, if he continued down that road, it would definitely be that kind of direction here.